Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Y'all, I'm on the free StreamYard plan for now. I don't want to pay exorbitant amounts like $50 a month on StreamYard, and I'm not able to go live. So I haven't paid it. So unfortunately, it's powered by StreamYard today. I'm going to keep it that way for at least a couple more sessions before I pay for my StreamYard. Good evening. Good evening. Like the live, please. Share, share, share. Subscribe. I want to personally thank everyone for the support and kind words that you guys had for me while I had to get my channel back right. Me personally, like, if you guys, I just, kind of like took a step back because I didn't want to get my channel canceled. So what I had to do is, or what had happened was, I showed the FAMU versus Jackson State game. That particular game was on ESPN. Normally, when you have an ESPN game, the copyright is XO Digital Sports. So at the conclusion of that live, whenever you conclude it, you cannot monetize it, which you shouldn't be monetizing it anyway. And then they give you a copyright, XO Digital Sports, and you don't get a strike for it. But I was reported for a copyright strike, and I had to basically get that removed before I went back live. Then these folks were saying that I'm having my child on a live by himself. So that caused a whole other can of worms. But we're going to see how this goes, y'all. I'm live, so we're back. And hopefully we'll be able to continue for the next 2 weeks as we prepare we got the SWAC Championship this week and then Celebration Bowl. So thank you guys all for the welcome back messages. I found my microphone, but I don't have the other piece. So at any rate, let's get it going. Y'all, I've been out the loop. What are we talking about today? What are we going to talk about first? What do we have here? We have so much to talk about. We have Jackson State versus Prairie View. Then we have the 2005 SWAC Postseason Awards. Then we have Mr. Ford, who about to get on me. Then we have Southern names Marshall Faulk, and he has his press conference. Then we have the commissioner. I've been out the loop. So Commissioner McClellan did, there was a lot of reporters asking some of the same repetitive questions that we regurgitate online. I guess maybe they're doing it to hear it directly from him, but for the most part, all of his sentiments were the same. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Girl, you know I've been missing you. I ain't finna get on you. Girl, that's a blessing. I've been missing you so bad, I don't know what to do.
Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, baby.
I've been missing y'all.
I've been missing you, girl, please.
I'm trying to be on the straight and narrow, Mr. Ford. I don't got nothing. I don't have it's just a plain screen. There's nothing on here.
I
They've
know
been
it.
reporting me, Mr. Ford. They've been cutting up.
No.
How you been?
I've been all right. I watched 1,000,000 games over the holidays, child. I didn't go nowhere. I was just basically in the house, and I'm watching 1,000,000 games.
Well, it's Prairie View versus Jackson State SWAC
Yes.
Championship. Marshall
Been.
Faulk had his speech today.
I watched it while I was at school. I saw it.
Okay, and then we have the Commissioner McClellan on the SWAC Championship call. They had a lot of questions, regurgitated questions for him.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Okay, he revealed a couple of things.
Okay.
Then you had FAMU versus Valley for Thanksgiving.
Isn't that pitiful? I was watching the line today and see if they had let Cozy go. Isn't that just the FAMU people today was just so up today at school. They couldn't even talk about it.
Oh, and so we're going to get into all of that. I do have Mr. Wayne Cartwright on the line, and he wants to come up and talk a little bit about the topics. Mr. Ford, we're going to get into it. I want to know all about those FAMU folks.
And don't forget, what about Quinn Gray and what he's doing down at Albany State?
Yes, he beat Benedict, I want to say 14-12, and then he's on to the next level, the next round.
He beat Valdosta State, Benedict. He's got Newberry College Saturday in Albany.
And so we'll talk about all of that. Let me go ahead and let Wild Wayne up. Hey, Wayne, how you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored. And first off, I want to say welcome back. It's been too long for you, but I understand that there's circumstances that may be beyond your control. But nevertheless, you are here, and we're gonna get into a few things here because it's a SWAC Championship game week, and I already gave my preview yesterday, so I ain't got nothing else to say about that. Y'all already know where I'm at with that.
You have it as a close game, though, right?
27-17 was my score pick. Yeah. I mean, it was fully exhaustive. If anybody hadn't seen it, definitely go back and look at it. Many of y'all saw it. I spent like 45 minutes on it.
It was in depth. It was in depth. I got to peek in. It was definitely in depth.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just really glad that you're here. And shout out to Mr. Ford. Really glad that that you got the band back together. Because the space needs a whole lot of info. I see somebody said, why didn't Wayne ask T-Jack any questions? You know what? I didn't get on the call. In fact, and Whitney giving me grief because she asked me last night if it was a call. And Andrew forgot to send me the link to the Zoom call. I didn't even know. Listen, I was outside because I work from home on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I was outside here putting the Christmas lights on the house. I came back in and I saw on Facebook that somebody had posted and said the link to the show or the call was on. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I sent Andrew an email. He said, he sent me an email right back. And I actually didn't get on until the very end of the call where I had time to ask TC one question. And it was funny because TC was like, man, I was wondering if you was going to be on. I said, no, man, you got my Coach TC Taylor. How are you, sir? He got my typical Monday greeting. So that's why I didn't get a chance to ask Coach Jackson a question. But, man, I've been talking to Coach Jackson since July.
Which is interesting. I don't think you had a chance to see this, and this dropped today. So I would definitely like to know both you and Mr. Ford's thoughts on it, which is Coach Jackson posted a I guess it was like a tweet about why he's not. They don't have time to answer.
I saw that.
We're not in the DMs right now. And if any dear recruits, we apologize for not being able to sit up on the phone and text all day. I don't know. I think I should be able to use or pull this tweet up without getting a copyright strike.
You should be able to.
I should be able to. So Coach, which y'all have to excuse the other stuff because Coach Jack got me blocked since I was singing his Atlanta song earlier in the season. He said, we apologize for not being able to sit up on the phone and text all day. We're getting ready for the SWAC Championship game against a great opponent. I'm glad that he acknowledged that Jackson State is a great opponent. Remember, all the schools calling you and speaking negatively about our program currently don't have much to do. What? What are your thoughts? Oh, wow, Wayne. What do you think about that?
Well, the fact that he said great opponent, he's been very consistent with that. He's been very gracious in giving Jackson State the just respect and the just due. So you know, that's truth. As far as the rest of it, you know, Coach Tremaine, he not only is he a really good football coach, he's also a showman. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a showman. So the fact that he's a showman, you know, this is also his way of recruiting as well. So, you know, I wouldn't dig too deep into that. I mean, actually, when I saw it, I was like, I actually thought it was pretty boss, actually, man. I was laughing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because y'all know, man. I mean, I've been a big T-Jack fan from the very beginning. I know that a lot of people haven't really always liked the things that he said and different things like that, but I just kind of see it like it's just another way of recruiting. It's just
it works. He got 2 million views, so it worked.
You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, don't get it twisted. You know they talking to recruits. Signing day is right here.
Right.
He has to be talking to recruits.
And Mr. Ford, what'd you think about Coach T-Jack's statement?
Okay, tell me again. What did he say? I missed it. What did he say?
He said that he's not able to sit up on the phone and talk and text all day because they're getting ready for a SWAC championship game against a great opponent. And any schools that are calling and speaking negatively about Prairie View don't have much to do right now.
Right. Like Brother Wayne just said, remember now, he's been to the big dance before. He played for the national championship on the Division II level. I'm just so happy he's in the SWAC, and I hope that Coach Marshall Faulk will have the same kind of impact on the SWAC that Coach Jackson has had. I'm all for championship coaches coming to the SWAC. I think I'm kind of like Brother Wayne. I think this game is going to be epic. I think it's going to be Ali Frazier. I really do. I think it's going to be a big, because you got two.
Ali Frazier type of deal. You think it's going to be Ali Frazier type?
Yeah. And I don't think it's going to be the first time that these two collide. I think we're going to see these people collide for some years to come.
Only if they make a SWAC championship game, because we don't normally schedule Prairie View.
Yeah, y'all ain't played Prairie View in
money.
Since John Hendricks, right?
A home and home for Prairie View, that would be a great game for them. They'd sell out.
Yeah.
For Jackson State, it would probably be abysmal in terms of the numbers, and you know, our ticket sales are paramount.
I mean, we hadn't played Prairie View until we played them last month. We hadn't played them since 2016.
What? 11?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, almost 10 years. Yep, almost 10 years. And it's been well, last time y'all played them, y'all played SWAC Championship 2021. But before that, y'all hadn't played them in it's been about 2015, 2016, right around there. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, the John Hendricks years, didn't y'all play him when Dooley was out there?
Yeah, we played.
I mean, we met him we met him a couple of times in the SWAC Championship. Now that's not that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, when's the last time y'all been to Prairie View?
Oh,
wasn't it John Hendricks took a team out there?
Yeah, it was over a decade. It was over a decade since y'all been out there. But yeah, I know last time you played, it was SWAC title game 2021. I know
they rolled off our schedule and they stayed rolled off.
Yeah, it took them. Like I said, it took us almost 10 years to play them boys. So
Yes.
I think we're gonna play them down there next year. Oh, there you go. 2019, they won at PV in 3 overtimes. That's right. I should have remembered that. Yeah, but still, look, that ain't recent.
Right. And so I will be doing a breakdown, of course, crossing my fingers this week, just breaking down, Lord, that's going to be a tough out. You know, usually I bring on somebody from the opposing school to come up here and, you know, you pick your guys, I pick mine. We talk about the players and stuff like that.
I'll keep it real simple for you, straight across the board. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm glad that I'm doing what I'm doing with impartiality, unbiased, straight down the middle. Listen, there ain't a single thing that you could say that will convince a Prairie View person and vice versa this week. There ain't a single thing that y'all can say to each other. Y'all, they side believe they gonna win. Your side believe y'all gonna win. Ain't nothing that needs to be said. You do your breakdown. You do it with your people. You do it the way you do it. It ain't no, because even right now they got a show on for Prairie View. They're already talking. There ain't even no need for it.
Right. So the All-SWAC first and second team honors came out today. Mr. Ford, did you have a chance to look at that? Or
I saw something about the guys from Prairie View that made it, but I haven't seen it. I know you're gonna put it up so I can look at it.
Yeah, we had a lot. The most came out of Alabama State. They had 11. Jackson State came in with 10 people on the All-SWAC season list. They haven't released, of course, I guess they're waiting for that, right? Defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year.
Yeah, they usually wait for that. Also with the coach, they also do that. I think they'll probably, I know they do the coach of the year. It's usually right after the game is over. Probably on Sunday or Monday, you'll get coach of the year, and maybe the offensive and defensive player of the year will be at the same time. Because I know
a question, because I think Quincy Ivory is in the running for defensive player of the year, and I also, Kelby Givens was defensive player of the year preseason twice, and so with Southern being winning 2 games this season, do you think that they would still give the defensive player of the year to Kelby Givens, or will they look at impact?
I don't think that they'll give it to Kelby Givens. He had a really good year again statistically, and he had I think he was close to leading the SWAC up there in tackles for loss and sacks. I mean, he had a great year, but to me, I think the 2 people that you need to that probably will get the nod. Quincy Ivory definitely is one that would get the nod. Would get one of the guys that would potentially get the nod for me. 6.5 sacks, 13.5 tackles for loss. I mean, big impacts. He also had an interception. The other guy, to me, it's 2 people. It's Ivory, and the other guy would be Trevor Randall from Prairie View, the safety. Trevor Randall from Prairie View. I talked about him last night. He is an outstanding player for them. He's got 3 interceptions. He's got multiple sacks, tackles for loss. I mean, big time impact on that defense. Number 4 for number 4 in white, ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Randall. He transferred in. This is his only year at Prairie View. He's an outstanding player. So I think it's between those 2.
Offensively, I think that they more than likely will give it to Andrew Body. We do have, of course, Ahmad Miller, and he was able to get 1,000 yards rushing this year.
Yep.
Last year, it was Irv Mulligan,
of
Jackson State. But I do think that they will look at Andrew Body's body of work for the
no pun intended. His body of work, no pun intended.
The first half. Mr. Ford, who do you think of Offensive Player of the Year? You think they're giving it to Body?
Well, let me go back to defensive player. I agree with Brother Wayne about Randall and about Avery, but I don't want y'all to forget that Taylor kid at Jackson, that linebacker. That kid made one of the
Taylor.
Ashton Taylor, the kid out of Hoover. That kid made the big time play that stopped them from scoring when they were on the 1 foot line or something.
He made that play against Alabama State.
Mm-hmm. Now, last year, I thought that the Reed Pullum kid was ahead of him, but this year, I picked him. I thought that kid was the lead of Jackson State's defense from that linebacker position. And offensively, I mean, how can we get around this Andrew Body kid? But now, let me say this, because this is what a lot of people in Atlanta are saying about the kid from Prairie View after the Alabama State games. Did you see the stats that kid put up after the Alabama State game? Did y'all see that one game he almost had 500 yards passing?
Smoot? You talking about Smoot?
Smoot, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the kid at Prairie View. What's his name?
Cam Peters.
Look at his stats after the Alabama State game.
Yeah.
This guy went wild.
Yeah, he lit up.
He's a dark horse, but he went wild.
He lit up UAPB. He
lit up
Valley.
Everybody.
He lit us up. He definitely killed us.
Well, he threw for 500, almost 500 on somebody.
Yeah,
500 yards.
Yeah, look at the stats up. Yeah. He almost threw for 500 yards.
The last three games, he was on it.
Yeah, he was. After that, the Bama State game, he threw 4 interceptions.
Right.
Damn, 4 interceptions.
He threw 4 interceptions. Yeah, and then after that, he got to be Joe Namath.
Shoot, I know they're Prairie View's best receiver, the leader, the guy who's leading the conference in receiving, Rockwell. He had 3 TDs on us, so he was lighting it up.
Yeah.
Dre said they played Callaway, Wingfield, and Murrah High School.
Yeah, that's what everybody over here was saying.
3 worst defenses in the SWAC. That's I know for a fact when it comes to pass rush. Oh, you can hang it up on Valley and UAPB on the pass rush.
They ain't stopping nobody.
Alabama A&M too.
We wasn't stopping nobody either.
Mr. Ford, that pass rush.
Well, offensively too, we got to think about that Miller kid. That Miller kid put on the show this year. But the thing about Jackson's backfield is that they so loaded. I mean, they so deep in that backfield. But that Miller kid is definitely probably was the best back.
The fact that he was able to put up 1,000 yards with
that back with all that depth they got. I'm waiting to see what Marshall Faulk gonna do with that Holly kid next year. If that Holly kid stays around,
if he keeps him, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say congratulations to Southern.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I did want to say, and this is not, I'm not hating, right? But I just don't understand it in terms of the lightning in the bottle that they're looking for, in terms of like a Dion effect for Southern, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a Dion effect, but they're forgetting a couple of different things with this so-called Dion effect. Because whenever the not just him, but whenever you hear them talking about any HBCU bringing on a former NFL player, they do talk about Deion Sanders and they bring it up and they say that he's the blueprint. But Deion bought corporations along with him to, number one, help subsidize he was able to take 40% of the administrative fees for the grants and just use that as his salary. But instead of the coaches saying, hey, we need to raise money to this, he's bringing the money to the campus.
Well,
I want to say it was at least $3 million.
I'll say this. I'm not really for certain if it's really if we can really say that they're trying to go for like a Dion effect. I think really what they were really trying to do, they're trying to get somebody who definitely relates to the area, which he does. He grew up there.
And he's
Well,
from
New Orleans, but close enough.
New Orleans
Um,
Parish.
and also most of us who've been in the SWAC for a long time, we all know that, that he was in discussions to possibly try to be their head coach. This is the second time that they tried to, potentially.
I want to say the
work.
first time they couldn't get the deal done in terms of the money that he was asking for.
Correct.
I don't know. They haven't really revealed. Some say that his salary is upwards of $500,000 to $600,000 a year. I'm not sure if that is true or not, or if it's just rumors.
Yeah,
it'll probably be revealed.
It'll come out. I know it's a 3-year deal. I know that part. It's a 3-year contract. And I know that, there was a lot of things that people were saying. I saw all the comments today. I watched the press conference and whatever. The thing that I'll just say on this to generalize this hire in my own feelings, they really needed a name. They needed to restore something there because, the last 2 hires that they made, what I'm saying? They went, familiar to the league, obviously Dooley, obviously Graves, what I'm saying? And it didn't work out for them. And, their fan base is just as passionate, just like your fan base, just like FAMU, just like Grambling, right? The expectations are high. The bar is always going to be high, no matter who it is. It could be you or me coaching. The bar will still be high, right? So I think right here with Marshall Faulk, I think what it is that they're really looking for, they're looking for somebody that, can come in, that has the connections, because he does have connections with his pro abilities. And also something that was really said was the staff or the players there at Colorado, they really, really love just his offensive mindset. Right?
Really? Because when I was looking, all the Colorado folks was like, please take him and take some more of the coaches with you.
Yeah. Well, there were people who were saying with the players, some of the players
the players saying, like
players, not the fans.
The coach. Okay.
You ain't gonna get anything from the fans when you're 3-9. Let's just say it like that, okay? But the bottom line,
they're still getting butts in the seat, regardless of if they're 3-9.
Bottom line is, to me, and I'll finish my point with this. The expectations that they were looking for, they're looking for him as a name that's familiar to the area, has NFL ties, and has the abilities to be able to put together a staff that would be seen as a competent staff. Not saying that the last staff wasn't competent. Not trying to say that at all.
Ford said it, didn't you, Mr. Ford?
Huh?
Do you think Marshall Faulk's going to have a competent staff? Wild Wayne said that this, not to say that the previous.
Well, that's what everybody's waiting on, because like the dilemma is like what he's talking about. Either he's going to have the Dion success, or he's going to be horrible like Stump Mitchell.
That's it. That's what everybody says. You're if he don't succeed, it'll be looked at like Stump Mitchell. But I think for him, everything is about the staff. That's it. It's about the staff, because when you're a first-time head coach, you got to have guys around you that have been there, done that. People that can tell you how to run meetings. People that can tell you how to schedule practice, schedule camp, personnel decisions. And then also, like, he's not going to be expected to deal with APR and all, but you better have somebody on the staff that know how to deal with that kind of stuff. They already got NIL, all that different kind of stuff, that people that's going to handle that. But the other thing that I got to say too, and this is the other thing that's being lost in the whole equation, the influence that Tony Clayton had on this hire.
That was Tony
Clayton. Tony Clayton was all up in the press conference.
He was the main person. Yeah, he was the main person.
Can you tell me about this Tony Clayton? Because I thought it was
the godfather down there. He's like at Alabama State. They had a guy named Joe Reed. He's like Joe Reed. He's the power behind the throne.
He was appointed. So he was
Roman
appointed.
Banks is a puppet.
Right.
And that's another thing. See, Dion had Ashley Robinson. This guy got Roman Banks. So I've told you before, Roman Banks is incompetent when it comes to being an AD over a championship football program. I've told you that.
Like what Miss Mack said. Tony Clayton, that's the money man. Tony Clayton.
He's the godfather. He's the godfather.
So his title is, he was installed by the governor of Louisiana to be in charge of the Southern University system. Basically, man, homeboy, he got the connects, got the cash, got the flow.
Okay, he got the money. Well, good. I want to see. They were okay.
Right, he said Attorney Tony Clayton, chairman of the board. That's it. He was appointed the chairman of the board.
Strength and conditioning. Invest in strength and conditioning. Week 0, Southern looked tired after 2 drives. Their defense was huffing and puffing on the field. Invest in your nutrition. Invest in strength and conditioning. Because like Mr. Ford said, they had some, what type of lineman did you call him, Mr. Ford?
Butterballs.
Man, but yeah, Roman Banks. I was sitting up there looking at it. I was like, I know Roman Banks gonna get a chance to speak at some point in this thing. He finally spoke just before Marshall Faulk did. But Tony Clayton talked before AD Banks did. We was sitting up there like, dang. So that's why I said, man, Tony Clayton, this is his imprint on that whole thing.
So what is the bar for Southern next year? I would think that because Prairie View came in year 1 and took over the SWAC West and is going to the championship, because TC Taylor won 7 games in his first year, Celebration Bowl in the second year, third year he's in the SWAC Championship game again, vying for another Celebration Bowl. I would think that leash is very, very short. So for you, Mr. Ford, you go first. For you, what does that look like? How many wins does Coach Faulk have to do next year?
The first thing when I watched the Bayou Classic Saturday, the first thing that I noticed was he has got to go to the transfer portal, and he's got to bring a minimum of 30 new players. That's a minimum. He's got to bring in at least 10 to 15 offensive linemen, maybe 10 to 15 defensive linemen. He's got to bring in at least about 10 linebackers. They've got to restock that team. He's got to do the same thing that TC and Jackson did. Remember when Jackson came to Prairie View? He brought in 60 new players? How many new players did he bring?
Yeah, he brought in about 60 new players. Yep.
Yes, Marshall got to do the same thing. He got to do the same thing. But the main thing that we're all waiting on, as I was talking to people here in Atlanta about it, most of them, they know Marshall Faulk, but everybody is waiting on the staff. Who is going to be the people behind him? Now we know Roman Banks, and we ain't happy, and we ain't thrilled, and we think he's horrible. And I want to see, who's going to be the offensive line coach, who's going to be the offense coordinator, who's going to be the defensive line coach, who's going to be the linebacker coach, who's going to be the defensive line coach, who's going to be the general manager, like Coach O is at Jackson, who's going to have that position at Southern? That's what we're waiting to see. But I know for a fact, as far as personnel, he's got to go get just a minimum of at least 30 players. He might need to go get 60.
Yeah, for me, I think, the era that we're in, you're expected to win immediately. It's just the nature of the market. It's no more of this. You gotta, let's give him time to get his system in place. Because remember, players are moving left and right in that portal. Now, yes, I know there is one portal period now, right? And that's going to make a big difference. But
a
still,
very big difference.
Even with that one portal period, that sucker going to be maxed out. You're going to be seeing people still with the same dreams, same goals, same thoughts that they can go places. For me, I think, we already talked about his staff. I think what he's going to really, really need, some of the things that they struggle with this year, right? Quarterback. You're gonna need a few quarterbacks. Okay. You need to have at least 2 guys that are capable of being a starter.
4.
Okay? At least 2, right? So they're gonna have to definitely get better at quarterback. You already talked about the offensive line, defensive line. That definitely needs some depth.
They didn't have very many wide receivers.
Well,
they don't have wide receivers of impact. That's what they don't have.
They had Darren Morris. The problem for them was quarterback play. Ashton Strother couldn't get the ball to nobody. Couldn't really get the ball to the receivers. Cam McCoy was more of a runner than a passer, right? So the fact of the matter is he's going to have to get better. He's going to have to bring in a lot of dudes. And then also you got to go through the roster and you need to see who are the impact guys that are worth, keeping around. Because there are some good guys on that roster that are worthy to come back. Maybe they're not starters, but maybe they're rotational players, right? So
right.
I think that just the expectation is he needs to win, because when you bring a guy in like this and you're spending the amount of money and you're adding the resources to this, they're not sitting here bringing him in to go 6-6. They bringing him in to go to the Celebration Bowl. Now, whether that's feasible or not, obviously that remains to be seen.
Who bringing who in to go to the Celebration Bowl? They bringing in Marshall Faulk to go to the Celebration Bowl.
You don't go bring in a guy like this and
pay that kind of
much money and resources to that. To not have that expectation to have an immediate return. Again, like I said, that's the expectation of fans and leadership in today's day and age. Do we think it'll happen? Obviously, I don't believe so, coming off of 2 wins. But also, we're also in this day and age where coaches come in first year and turn that thing around. Look what Deshaun Jackson did. But also, for every Deshaun Jackson, you get a Michael Vick.
Damn.
Right? I mean, just keep it a buck. Keep it a buck.
That was terrible.
Just keep it a buck. And that's my thing. Whether it happens or not, the question was, what is the expectation? The expectation is that when you're dedicating all this to it, the expectation is they trying to not just win the West. They've been winning the West. They done won the West every other year for the last 6. That ain't the
say that the question
no
in that he probably didn't really have to have an interview, but I'm sure the main question was, can you beat Jackson State?
I mean, it is what it is. Is it fair? It ain't always going to be fair, but that's the way the market is now. Every coach, the expectation that people have, you need to come here and win. Now, there's different tiers of winning, right? But at Southern, that fan base, they ain't satisfied with going on SWAC Championship game. They've been there. They've done all that. They trying to get to Atlanta.
Can you beat Jackson State?
Can you win the games that matters to help you get to Atlanta? Which includes Jackson State. But can you win the games that helps you get to Atlanta? Some of the parts of that formula is, while we're having the games hosted on campuses, can you win the games needed to have it in Baton Rouge? Right? I mean, it's just simply put, all parts of the formula. So that's all I'm saying. I don't have any expectation. I don't know, because I've never seen this man coach before. I don't know what his staff is. I'll evaluate it once I see what his staff is. That's yeah.
Southern, regardless of whether or not they've been winning or not, one thing that they have been able to accomplish is beating Grambling in the Bayou Classic.
Yeah, that's 4 straight.
Mr. Ford,
mm-hmm.
Now, when Hugh Jackson lost 2 in a row at the Bayou Classic, you basically said he on the hot seat. Does the same go for Coach Joseph? Because Coach Joseph lost the Bayou Classic 2 years in a row, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, they couldn't close it out, but it was different. It was different.
Why is it different?
I saw some improvement in Grambling. Once they get the T-Set kid, they're gonna be better if we get him back. I really like what's coach's name? He's the defense coordinator. I thought the defense played good.
Oh, you talking about Jason Rollins?
Yeah, I really like Jason Rollins. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah. But we couldn't close it out. That little guy, I don't know. I can't remember his name. It was what was the little quarterback's name?
Hayden Benoit.
Benoit, yeah. He just didn't have it. It wasn't there. The mental toughness was not there. He'll be a backup next year. I see Grambling program getting better. We had a chance to win 8 wins. When's the last time we had 8 wins?
It could have been 9.
Yeah.
What was the record?
So they were 7 and 5 this year.
7 and 5. Okay, because we could have been 8 and 5. 8 and 4.
The Alcorn game?
Yeah, the Alcorn game. But for me, I thought Grambling did a really good job this year. And I think Joseph and his staff, I think they did a really good job. The reason why I give them a lot of credit is, look at all the injuries that they had to deal with on the offensive side of the ball. You lose T-Set, who's your starter. You lose Ashton Fry in the Texas Southern game, who was your backup. Then you run Darrensburg out there against us, the third stringer. He gets hurt on the third play from scrimmage, and then you play the last 3.5 games with Benoit. I thought Benoit, considering the fact that Coach Joseph said he only knew 40% of the playbook when he was forced in to play. He said that Coach Chiron Carey, and that's another one who gets credit also, the quarterback coach, they really did a lot to help bring that young man along. Because like I said, this is a true freshman who didn't have any experience, okay? I thought he did a really good job as, given the circumstances. Bryce Cage, Washington, they had 2 guys from that defensive line on the first team All-SWAC. Their defense was pretty good this year. It kept them in a lot of games where their offense might have had some struggles. So I think that definitely there was meat left on the bone for Grambling, but finishing 7 and 5, a lot of their fans, they're upset that they lost to Southern. When you lose to your rival for the 4th year in a row, you should be. But when you look at the overall picture, I thought that this was a good step forward year for those guys. But now they need to build on this. They got to build on it, and they need to really do a little bit more in the offseason, developing their depth. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody expects to be down to your 4th-string quarterback. But when you do,
situation at Alabama State, basically.
Yeah, but when you do, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to their staff for being able to make that work, because they won a couple games in that. So the question keeps being asked, is Mickey staying? That'd be a really, really good thing. I'd love to see him stay. I think he's done really, really well for him. But
Mr.
no one
Ford,
knows.
is he gonna sign the renewal contract?
Yeah, I think he will. Like I said, I saw a lot of improvement in Grambling this year. Like I said, of course, I was really impressed with the defense. Now, the other thing, I heard you talk about the quarterback coach, but I do think Mickey needs to invest in a offensive coordinator. I do think they need an offensive coordinator.
Well, he had he had Chiron Carey, and he brought in Eric Losey. Eric Losey came from Eastern Kentucky, and he was the run game coordinator. Okay. So Eric Losey did a really good job with their run game, because anybody who followed Grambling from last year, they couldn't run the ball at all last year. They were so much better in the running game this year. All right. So, and that had a lot to do with Losey and things like that. But just like I said, they got to just really, really try to work to try to build on this, and they got to get bigger depth. I think this year they learned how to win some games, albeit they had some help in a few of them games. Kentucky State, Jackson State. Let's just call a spade a spade. You know, they had a little bit of help. But anyway, all right. So you said, what is Shade doing? Okay, so I can answer this, obviously being an Alabama A&M guy. So what Shade's doing? First and foremost, he said that one thing that they needed to do, they needed to really hit the recruiting trail and the portal hard, because they got to replace a lot of personnel. And specifically, they got to make a lot of upgrades on the defense. Defensively, we were at the bottom of the SWAC. And last year, we were 9th in total defense, and we were right down there this year. We've got to get better, definitely on all levels of the defense. I can't even give you anything that was a high point for our defense, because there really wasn't any. And as a matter of fact, everybody here, you know about how A&M has been on offense. The fact that A&M only had one player on any of the All-SWAC teams, that tells you the kind of season that we had. Trevonte Abner was first team tight end, right? And it deservedly so. But other than that, we didn't have anything else. So every position is really up for grabs to really try to get it going. Where they struggled this year, they struggled with injuries big time. So when they lost the first stringer, they didn't have really nothing behind them. You know, we were playing a lot of second and third string guys in many positions out there. So, you know, you saw that 3-1 start. That 3-1 start was for real. But then once we started getting injured, and then you started seeing that depth where we didn't have any, then you saw the Jackson State game, the Prairie View game, the Magic City Classic. You know what I'm saying? We gave up 600 yards 3 times, which is never happened before, really. So what he's doing is they're really trying to work hard to try to replace. There's going to be some kids that have eligibility that are not going to be returning. Just simply put, you know, they're going to restock that entire secondary. Linebackers, I mean, we lose a lot of guys to graduation anyway on that side of the ball. So we're going to get that. Offensively, you know, Quad Brown, you guys know we're trying to get, he said for every Tremaine Jackson, you get a Sam Shade. Jury's still out on that.
Mr. Ford was talking up Coach Sam Shea a year
and I'm still talking him up.
But guess what?
I know they'll get it back.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it turned around. We believe he's going to get it turned around because of the fact is this. His very first year when he was the head coach of Miles, they were 1-9. Okay? You know how that turned out. They worked hard as a staff. They worked hard on their personnel. They got everything in the image and likeness that they wanted to be. Okay. So the fact of the matter is, Quad Brown, he said he's going to try to, you know, he's trying to get a medical red shirt to see if he can come back again, which would be crazy because that'd be the 8th year of eligibility. You know, so we'll see about that. You know, we couldn't run the ball this year. So we had 4 different running backs, really see a lot of time at starters. So we're going to try to do that. Offensive line is still in a pretty good place, and we got to replace some receivers. Our best receiver went into the portal, Frank Pierre. So you're going to see a whole total new team. And also staff-wise, there's some evaluations going on the staff. You know, by the end of the year, it was just like, man, offensively, we wasn't really able to do much. Defensively, we wasn't able to do much. So it's going to be a whole different turnaround, a whole big change that's going to take place here in this offseason. They're going to be hard at work. So the team you saw on the field for A&M this year, going to be a totally different next year.
A totally different team.
Totally different. He said Quad is eligible for an NFL pension.
Mr. Ford,
what
they going to do about Cozy?
You know what? I'm just shocked that they didn't release him today. I'm shocked. And I'll tell any of the FAMU people as long as he's a head coach, don't give them a dime. Don't give
Why
them
would
a
you
dime.
freeze him out?
Yeah, because he's embarrassing, and I think he's in over his head. You go back and look at his resume; he's never done nothing. Okay, it was a bad mistake to give him that job, and it's time to end it. And I thought, after Saturday, what happened over in Itabena, today is the day to let him go. Cut away from that. Start over. Wait on Quinn to finish this playoff and then bring him to Tallahassee and have a press conference.
Well,
Damn.
hey.
How do you know Quinn wants the job?
That's a no-brainer, Miss Timon. That's a no-brainer.
I think if they offer Quinn Gray the job, Quinn Gray would come running up the road or down the road.
I've been told that at every game they've had in Albany for the last 2 weeks, it's been a large FAMU contingency there vetting him, watching him.
Listen, if they win this week, they're going to be in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And depending on what happens with Kutztown against Frostburg State, they could end up hosting the semifinals also.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So that's what I listen. I like Colsey. I like him. But there's a lot of people you like that may not be cut out to be head coach for a certain position. I think the bottom line behind the whole thing with Colsey is last year when it was his first year, they went 7-5. They weren't happy. But they were like, okay, it's not to our standards. We went 7-5. Okay.
Right.
But it's not even just the fact that they went 5-7. You just look at the way they lost games. Like Alabama State blew them out in Bragg. North Carolina Central blew them out in Bragg. Jackson State blew them out in Bragg. You know what I'm saying? And then you lose to Valley for the second year in a row. Now, losing the Florida Classic. Now, the sad thing about it is, if that kid doesn't get lost in coverage, we probably ain't even having the same type of conversation. Because I believe if they win the Florida Classic, they go in and they play a better game. They win the game against Valley. I mean, look, they had a 10-point lead in the third quarter, right? So I believe if they finish 7-5 again, the conversation would still be, well, 7-5, man, that ain't good enough, man. But maybe you give them a third year. But after these last 2 losses, I don't think so. I think that's about it. That's what I think. Because yeah.
I think that they keep him another year. The new AD is from Florida State, Mr. Ford.
Like I said, as long as he's a head coach at Florida A&M, the Rattler Nation needs to boycott him. Don't give him no money. Don't go to the games. Boycott until he's removed.
You're going to dead the program doing that.
Boycott.
Well, there's a whole lot of people. There's a whole lot of folks that don't want him. So, but again, just like my boy said, Black King, he said, because you're a good person, don't make you good for the job. That's all facts. All facts. But listen, no matter who they get to come in there, he talked about resources. And then people say, well, Willie Simmons won there. Willie Simmons won with the same type of resources too. Willie Simmons was just that doggone good. And Willie Simmons had that doggone good of a staff, and he was able to bring some good players. So they're gonna have to really have a strong refresh.
And real. They did cut
coach.
The amount of resources that they didn't have the same amount of resources nor the same amount of support. Simmons did not have. He had way more support, way more donations coming up and through there. And folks can just say what they want, but the truth remains as. We see it a lot of times. All of a sudden, the schools have the resources for these celebrity coaches, but they starve out coaches who've had, I'm not going to say necessarily Colsey, but they starve out the coaches that, you could definitely do something with that. You could definitely, know,
Yeah,
if you
they
had better
had.
strength and conditioning, if you had the resources that the celebrity coaches are demanding in order for you to hire them, they're not
Yep.
even bringing it with them. I mean, with
Yeah.
Coach Prime, at least, you know, Coach Prime, we were already renovating the facilities, but anything that he deemed that he needed, he provided. These other coaches are not. They're saying, hey, you need to get me this, that, and the third.
Yeah. I believe, and I would say this, no matter what coaching situation you have, anywhere in America, when you start over with a new head coach, the whole part of things right now, most of it includes a rebranding as well. Complete everything, because every coaching staff comes with different expectations, but the needs of every program is very consistent. You said it, you need strength and conditioning. And obviously, at our levels of football, that's one of the things that is kind of one of the first things that you don't get, is the additional like nutrition and strength and conditioning. Because Coach Buckley, he said it, he's very candid about that at Valley. He said it on a couple of the coaching calls. He said, we are fighting to try to get what we need to help our student athletes to be able to succeed in those areas. So for
the coach before him said it. He said, look,
exactly,
I don't have no strength and conditioning. I don't have a training table. We need some stuff in here.
Exactly. But they expect you to win, and they expect you to make miracles, turn water into wine. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not like that. So for FAMU, they gotta really get serious and look at their whole situation as a whole. Because what Willie Simmons did, it's an anomaly. Everybody can't go in there and win under circumstances like that, right? So it just is what it is, man. And listen, it ain't just FAMU that you looking to get answers on. At UAPB, Alonzo Hampton's contract is up. Now he said, I want to be back. He said this when he was asked last Monday. He said, I want to be back. And he said, but it's not left up to me. It's left up to the administration. Now, I've always been a fan of Alonzo Hampton. Big fan of his. Works really hard. Some of the things that was really tough for him, and everybody knows, they get good players and they can't keep them.
I mean, they just come poach them. Like, okay.
I mean, Giovanni Gibson, I seen that dude catch a touchdown for Oklahoma. I'm like, man, he was just tearing it up last year at UAPB. You know what I'm saying? So, that's another position that will probably be open, because like I said, his contract is up. And, he wants to be back, but there has not been anything that's been said about it. It said UAPB should hire Fred McNair. How much are they paying there?
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of the name. Well, another name I've heard thrown out there was Dawson Odoms. People said that they want Dawson Odom. They think Dawson Odom should go there. Look, UAPB, tough. It's tough to win there. So that's another place that you got your eyes on. Another one in our culture, Hampton. Remember, they let go of Trenton Boykin.
I mean, they only gave that man 1 year. That was tough. You only give him 1 year. It's because, like you said, they all want that lightning in a bottle win first year. You're not doing that in the CAA. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, he was the interim last year, and they went 5-7. And then they named him as the head coach, and then all of a sudden, your starting quarterback transfers to Stony Brook. You lose all this different personnel. I mean, you saw it. They didn't even win a game in the CAA this year. They went 2-10. So they're out there looking for a head coach. Rough waters out here.
It's not for the weak, I'll tell you that. It's definitely not for the weak.
It's
like they are letting folks go. And you know what? I can't even blame Hampton for NIL issues. They've got money.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be an excuse.
Some places they got to be serious about football. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about. You got to dedicate the resources to football, but so one thing I wanted to go back to. So one thing you said, you talked about the SWAC Postseason Awards. I know that there were a few opinions out there about who was and was not on the first teams, and I can speak to some of those. I don't know. Do you have it to pull up
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We'll talk about that real quick here with the
Oh, let me pull. I only did one set of the.
That's fine.
Let me see something up. I'm gonna pull up the list. I only did one set of the which is of course Jackson State. So I have the first and second team offense. 3 offensive linemen for Jackson State: Quavion Davis, Bam Williams, DeAndre Towns Blue, a wide receiver, Nate Rembert, who of course was 1,000-yard receiver last year. And who else? Jacobian Morgan. He's second team.
Yep.
And then I'm pulling up the actual exhaustive list. I got to go to the SWAC website. First and second team, of course, they have Quincy Ivory and Reed Pulliam.
Yep.
On the list for the first team defense, and then Jeremiah Williams and Cam Salas for second team.
Yep.
Now the SWAC list, I want to say they had 11 players from Alabama State, 10 from Jackson State. Hang on just a second. SWAC.org.
Yeah, we can talk about that. Talk about the whole thing. Man, I'm just laughing. And when somebody said UAPB coach makes $30,000 and gets a meal plan in the calf, man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all tripping.
Meal plan in the calf, Lord.
I said, man, they tripping. They wild.
Okay, let's pull this up. Let me see if I can get it on there. There you go. Well, it's going to show that first.
That's fine. So yeah. So, Andrew Body, obviously, for the things that he did, I wasn't surprised to see this. I do believe if Jacobian would have been healthy and played this whole time, he would have been first team. Because his body of work would have been a little bit more exhaustive. So the fact that both of them really essentially they played the same number of games, I think that basically, that's where it came down to. Ahmad Miller, that's a definite, over 1,000 yards. Jalen Jennings, I was okay with Jalen Jennings. I thought he was really, really good. I thought that perhaps maybe would have been a little bit more love for Bingman of Prairie View, but I'm okay with Jalen Jennings. He was really good for Pine Bluff. Then Cam Smith, I think Cam Smith is probably the best lineman in the SWAC. He's definitely the most draft eligible lineman in the SWAC. Big number 75 at tackle. Dude's got a high ceiling. Towns Blue, the veteran, definitely I'm good with that. He's the anchor of your offensive line. He's been that way for a while. Baker's pretty solid. I like Bam Williams. Bam Williams, I'm glad to see him get his shine because the fact that you guys lead the FCS in rushing, that definitely merits to have these selections. Cal McMillan is a huge man. That dude's big. You're going to get a good look at him on Saturday in the championship game. He's the anchor of the Prairie View offensive line, and he's been there, done that. So very, very good offensive lineman. Jalen Jones, I mean, dude was on one. Like these two receivers here, Jalen Jones and Josiah Rockwell. Rockwell definitely gets the nod because he led the SWAC in receiving yards. He had 988 yards receiving, and he get him one good catch on Saturday, he'll go over 1,000 yards. So he definitely gets first team, being 988. Jalen Jones, he did his thing, man. That guy, he was legit. And then, like I talked about, Trevante Abner, A&M. He had
I remember he didn't get a chance to play in that game versus Jackson State.
Yeah, he broke his foot mid-season. But yeah, when he was in there, dude had a couple 100-yard games. Now we go over here, like what Blue said. He said someone need to let the SWAC know the edge and DT. Exactly. Edge and edge and defensive tackle are totally different. It is not just defensive linemen. Now, Quincy Ivory, Kelby Givens, good with it. To me, I think that you pick either Cage or Robinson and switch one of them out for Jeremiah. That's what I believe you do with that.
So you believe Jeremiah should be first team?
I think he should be first team, and I think you switch him for either Warren Robinson or Cage. I mean, Cage and Robinson them dudes were awesome, man. Every time Grambling was making big plays on defense, those dudes were in on it. Stamarian Edwards, dude was a tackling machine. I'm good with that. Hilliard. I was kind of okay. I'm good with Hilliard. Hilliard, he was he got a lot of tackles also. He was Pine Bluff's best player on that defensive side of the ball. Reed, I thought Reed had a better season last year, but still, that just says how good he was last year. But he had a really good year. He's consistent, made all the starts. Like I said about Trevor Randall, I think Trevor Randall, between him and Quincy Ivory, those are the two guys I think could possibly win Defensive Player of the Year. Like I said, Trevor Randall's that doggone good. Tashawn Sims, Linzer definitely gets in there because Linzer, he led the SWAC in interceptions, right? And he also had a number of pass breakups. So yeah, I'm good with this. Defense. My only knock on defense, like to Blue's point, I think that Jeremiah should have been first team. And I think it's either he takes the spot of either Robinson and Cage or Cage, either one.
Isn't he the number one defensive tackle in terms of, or number 2 in all of FCS grade?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I think Jeremiah got served. He did. Then the specialist, Porto. Yeah, I'm good with Porto. That dude, man, he's probably the most consistent kicker we had in a year where there was a lot of dudes missing kicks. Right. And then I'm good with the 3 specialists from Bethune-Cookman. Javon Ross, man, shoot. Man, that dude, man, couple kickoff returns for touchdowns. Yeah, he was a big play waiting to happen. So I'm good. I'm good with the specialists on the first teams. Yeah. So like I said, Jeremiah, I thought should have been first team on defense, and then also I thought maybe Bingman might have been first team over Jalen Jennings. But other than that, I'll say this: I have less of a gripe with this list this year than I did last year.
Right.
Yeah. I think that they really, this was very consistent this year. For sure. And then, let's see. And then they got the second teamers too. Was that scroll down?
All-SWAC second team offense.
Yeah, so yeah, I see where he had Bingman there, and then Reggie Davis. I'm good. Reggie Davis was a dog. The last 5 games of the season, Reggie Davis was doing his doggone thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm still a little bit sensitive about Reggie Davis because he wanted to play for Alabama A&M, and our recruiters didn't call him back. But anyway, Reggie Davis, that's a good one. Quay Davis, then my only one surprise here, I'm surprised that Ashton Grable made this list because he was first team last year, but man, Florida A&M, I mean, man, they had a lot of struggles running the ball this year.
Offensively, it was a cluster.
Exactly. And I'm good. I'm good with Malik Huggins. Malik Huggins had a great year for Bethune-Cookman. And then Nate Rembert. Listen, any other year, Nate Rembert would have been first team again. But Jalen Jones and Josiah Rockwell were that doggone good. Really, if you had 3 receiver positions, Rembert would have been first team. But that just says a lot to how good the 2 that were ahead of him were. Right. And then Trayvon Jones, he's a pretty good tight end for Prairie View. You guys will see him a little bit on Saturday too. And then I'm looking at the defensive linemen again, to Blue's point, there's a difference between edge and line. Let me scroll the rest of that down.
Getting ready to go further down.
We'll see the rest of the second team.
Thank you, Miss Newika. You want the all-SWAC second team defense, right?
Yep. And then you see, all right, yep, Eric Thomas, yep. Jaleel Lenore and Keon Lewis and Cam Salas. Yeah. This is good. This is a good list. Good list.
Oh, so you like that list?
Yeah, this is a good list. Keon Lewis was pretty solid. Jaleel Lenore, those are pretty good dudes over there. Again, like I said, my only thing would be I think Jeremiah's first team. Eric Zachary's really good for Prairie View too. You guys gonna see him too on Saturday playing that corner position.
So it's gonna be the 2 very good, formidable defenses then against offenses. It's gonna be a battle of who can. I want to say that Jackson State's Prairie View's run defense. How is their run defense?
Yeah, so their run defense was really good. Statistically. These are the 2 best run defenses in the SWAC. You guys have Jackson State is number 1 in rush defense, and Prairie View is right there number 2. Just I think really for Prairie View, the one weakness that they have on their defense is their defensive line. That's the one little weakness that they have in terms of, getting penetration and also getting to the quarterback. Their linebackers and their secondary is really good. Their secondary is really good. That's the strength of their team is their secondary. Zachary can play, Trevor Randall can play, and then Cameron Amal, number 23, he can play also. And then Trinity Ward. Those are 4 really good dudes. They got 2 good safeties, 2 corners. For Jackson State, your front 7 is really, really good. Your line's good. Your linebackers are good. And, Cam Salas is really good at safety. But where you guys can be susceptible is at your corners.
I feel like Chisholm has stepped up this year. Kamari Rogers. Kamari Rogers is a corner.
Yeah, he's a corner.
Really stepped up. He made the game-winning SWAT down versus Alcorn State to make sure that they don't get a touchdown in the end zone.
Yeah. So your 2 safeties, BJ Washington. He's good.
BJ's been good too.
BJ's really good.
He had a pick 6.
Yeah, BJ and Cam Salas, your safeties are good. I think where you could be susceptible could be at corners, all right? But the rest of your defense, you guys get plenty pressure. Like I talked about it last night. I said, Ivory, about Ivory. John Brown is so underrated. Number 8, John Brown is really good, right? So you guys got a really good, Hargan's good. You guys got really good. These are 2 good defenses. 2 good defenses.
And above all, we have our depth because we're playing at home. Everybody gets to rotate and switch out. I don't know what that means for Prairie View in terms of are they bringing all of their players, but I know for Jackson State, we're going to have the full strength of depth. This year's defense, I want to say it's different than last year's in a sense that it's been a bend don't break type of defense.
Right.
We're seeing that they're putting up more yards, passing yards than they did previously, but they've been able to score a little bit more than last year. I want to say we teetered around 17 points last year.
Yeah. So the question was, who scored the most on PV? Alabama State did. They had 31. Yeah, 31. They the splits are they've actually, I take it back, 38 by Rice. 38 by Rice. In the conference, 31 by Alabama State, but 38 by Rice. The splits are, I know that Prairie View averages 31 a game and they give up 15. And you guys average 33 a game and you give up 18. So it was really, really close in the splits. Also,
and then
go ahead.
I just have a question about that. Is that because of the offensively, not to take away, but we're adding context to these stats? Is it because the teams that they were playing were offensively deficient?
Well,
compared to, so it's not necessarily a team that would be a high scoring. So if we're looking at Southern, of course, not necessarily a high scoring type of team, or
the thing, and here's the thing, I pulled up last night the 6 common opponents that both teams played. Right? Both teams played Alabama A&M, scored a ton on Alabama A&M. Both teams played Valley, lit the scoreboard up on Valley. Both played Southern, lit the score. Well, Prairie View had 24 on Southern. You guys had
24-3.
Yeah. 24-3, right. And you guys beat Southern 38-13. Both
Alcorn
teams played
State.
Alcorn, right? That was 13-12. You guys beat them 27-21, right? They played them in Alcorn. You played them at home. Both teams played Alabama State. You guys won 34 to 38-34. And then it was 31-28. They lost to Alabama State. You both played Grambling. You guys lost to Grambling 26-23. They beat Grambling 28-13. Right? So really the splits, and there was a lot of, okay, this team had the quarterback in there. This team didn't have a quarterback in there. Whatever. Bottom line is this. The splits of the 6 common teams that you played, if you really look at it as a whole, it was almost very similar. Okay, so to answer your question, you really can't say it because you both blew the hell out of Valley. You beat the hell out of A&M. You beat the hell out of the teams that were in front of you. Okay. Both teams had a tight game against Alabama State, as you should, right? Because Alabama State was pretty good this year, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then also both teams had a tight one against Alcorn State. We found out down the stretch that Alcorn State really was actually a pretty decent team. Okay. Just call it what it is. But other than that, the bottom line is, man, the SWAC was just, it
was wacky. It was wacky.
Heavy. It was top heavy, and then it was very inconsistent.
Right.
Okay, so it's just what it is.
I feel like it's going to be a close game. It might be similar to the Alcorn State game that we had. Jackson State can take this game and put it away if they don't have penalties. They don't have turnovers. That's basically what it comes down to. Turnovers.
Yeah, and I showed everybody. I said, you guys played 11 games, right? Most of the rest, you and Texas Southern played 11 games. Everybody else played 12. You guys led the SWAC in penalties by playing just 11 games, right? And that's something you got to get cleaned up because you guys average 9 penalties a game. So that's definitely something.
And we can just regurgitate all day long and talk about how refs were missing calls and how they're calling more against Jackson State. At the end of the day, you have to have the discipline.
Correct.
You cannot react to them hitting you. You can't hit them back. You have to have the discipline because they're going to call it against you. Yep. Whoever is it's not necessarily going to be the aggressor. It's going to be the retaliator that gets it 9 times out of 10. We know that it's not fair, but you are on a mission. You have a game to win. And so, that game with Texas Southern versus PV, that came down to that last drive.
Yeah.
Like, everything's just been so close. And it's been fun to watch the evolution of all these various teams.
Yeah, I think just really at the end of the day, like I said last night, I think the bottom line is you guys, this is a playoff game. It is. It's a playoff game. It's win or go home. And you've got to really be committed to the things you do well. I said that Jackson State is 8-0 this year when they rush for 200 yards or more. 8-0. The 3 times that they did not rush for 200, they lost to Grambling, they lost to Southern Miss, and they beat Southern. Southern held you guys under 200 yards, and you still beat them, right? So that's a key thing to really look at. For Prairie View, their magic number is passing for over 200. Because when they pass for over 200 yards, that's when they're at their best. And I kind of said that the thing for them, if they can get between 350 and anything over 400 yards of total offense, that's going to definitely say that they're going to be highly in this game, highly competitive in this game. The bottom line is like this for Jackson State defensively. If you can force Peters to be a thrower by taking away that run game, you've got a really good chance. Now, like I talked about, you got a first team receiver in Josiah Rockwell. Dude's big. He's a possession receiver. He's a difficult cover. Yes. Just gonna say it. He's a difficult cover.
I'm pretty sure they're going to put Kamari Rogers on him.
Rodney Ojo, number 9. He's another dude, another good receiver for them. They struggled first half of the year throwing, but they have hit their stride big time, down the stretch here. And like I said, they got 2 good backs, Bingham and Lavaje McDowell. Bingham's more of the scat back and McDowell's more of the power guy. So, they've got some things working. But the thing is, you guys need to take away. You need to be able to take away something. If you're going to take
that away and dominate on our third downs. We have had a lot of instances where we have our opponent at 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, and the play call is, of course, blitz. And they over pursue, and the quarterback either runs for a first down or he gets in that intermediate area in between where the safeties and where the linebackers are, because they're blitzing. They get right in the middle of there and they get a first down. And it's like, oh my God, so many different instances where we're 3rd and 9 or even 4th down, and they were able to convert. So I'm sure that they're going to be working on that. Of course, open field tackling is so important. I want to say Reed Pulliam is really good at that, but and Cam Silas and some of our other linebackers. But those are the important things that really close up the game for the offense.
Yeah.
Pinning the ball, pinning the special teams.
Yeah. Yeah, special teams. Neither team is really, really good at kicking field goals like that. Neither team. 63% is the percentage it makes this year for both teams on field goals. Okay, it just is what it is. If anybody look, you get what you get when you kick field goals in this game. Bottom line, right here. as I said last night, Prairie View, they're not gonna be intimidated. So I'm just gonna tell y'all this, Jackson State fans, they're not gonna be intimidated. Reason being is you got a head coach that just went to the playoffs last year in D2 and took them to the national championship game. Guy's been there, done that. And most of his staff has been with him. Okay. They got players that came with them, so they're not going to be intimidated to go into this matchup. In fact, they're embracing and they're relishing this opportunity. So, you're not going to be, you're going to have to really just execute, and you got to beat this team.
Vice versa for Jackson State, of course. We've been in the SWAC Championship 4 of the past 5 years.
Yep.
Went to the Celebration Bowl.
Three of those times.
Of the past 5 years.
Yep. Looking for the 4th.
Clinched a SWAC Championship 3 of the past 5 years. So for us, it's about just, when you get to that point where you're a championship caliber team, you're everyone's Super Bowl. Everyone is going to play you like you're a Super Bowl.
Yep.
I think that Jackson State, it's up in the air in terms of our quarterback play, but I really like what they've done with Lockhart. I think that he's also found his stride in terms of connecting with his receivers, which is important, right? You got to connect with your receivers. We have some really good, but we can always rely on that run game. And I think that that's one thing that Prairie View is looking to take away.
Yeah. I said it. If you guys get that run game going, it's going to be hard to beat you. If you get that run, if you guys are running, I'm telling you, I said it, 8-0 when you go over 200 yards. If you guys get that run game rolling, it's going to be hard to stop you. Because what ends up happening is you're running that game repeated, you're running the ball repeatedly. That offensive line is just wearing those guys down on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think it's
going to be a really good game. And that would be my game plan as a coordinator.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. I know a lot of people. Are, they definitely have a different opinion of Prairie View, because the first half of the season, Prairie View, compared to what they are now, is totally different. Right.
So, in terms of offense.
Exactly. In terms of just the way they look. And I think it's going to be a really good game. Now, the thing that I'll also say about this too is, this is chasing a little bit of history too for Jackson State, because they would be only the second team in the history of the SWAC title game, which has been since 1999, to go back-to-back twice. Because Grambling did a three-peat. Remember, in the early goings, I know 2 of them was against my Alabama A&M Bulldogs in the between 2000 and 2002, and then also they went back to back in 16 and 17. One of those was the one where they won the Celebration Bowl that first time they won. Right. And then you guys went back to back when you had Dion. And then you won last year. So if you win this one, you'll be the second team to go back to back in SWAC championship games, which will be a pretty cool feat for you guys. And Prairie View, what's on the line for them? They've only been to the SWAC. They've only won one SWAC title, 2009. So this would be their second ever SWAC title. They made SWAC title game trips, but they have not won them. So this is they're trying to get their first title since 2009.
Well, we're just trying to make history and instill that TC Taylor era, bring that into. I mean, I think if that's back to back, it's going to be hard pressed to be able to say that that's not, especially in these days and times with the transfer portal, the way that they make the movement and stuff. That is something to definitely be beholden of, is the ability to go back to back.
Yep.
And then we're going to see South Carolina State again in the Celebration Bowl?
Yep. I've already, I've covered, everybody here knows I cover all 21 of our FCS teams in the HBCUs. I know South Carolina State so well. Like I know them a lot. And I'm looking forward to obviously talking to Coach Chennisberry and his staff when I get down there to Atlanta. I'm going back again. I'm going to do the media day and all that good stuff. And you know, if it's Jackson State, look forward to connecting with my boy TC and talk to some of the players. And you know, I've kind of already been, you know, working on things, but I'm gonna have my SWAC title game, my Celebration Bowl preview. I'm gonna do that Sunday night. So regardless, so I'm gonna recap the game from Saturday in the first half, and in the second half, I'm gonna do another exhaustive preview.
Right. That would be the SWAC title game, SWAC Saturday, and then Celebration Bowl. I would have to do. I usually do it with Kobe. Usually, we've done it 3 times. Though this would be the third. We did it for the MEAC SWAC Challenge, did it for the Celebration Bowl. So then that would be the third one.
Yeah, Kobe came and did an episode with me early in the year, early in the season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm actually talking to the woman, Melissa Kim. She actually she's the analyst for Howard's games on ESPN Plus, and we're working together. She's gonna probably join me Sunday night, and because she knows a lot about South Carolina State too. So we'll have that going on Sunday night. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make my pick on Sunday night or not. I didn't do it last year. Last year I did my pick when I was with you on media day.
Yes.
Yeah, so I might just do my pick again when I'm in Atlanta. But I'm definitely going to exhaustively break the game down, give y'all all the stats, give everything, all the trends, everything you need. I'm going to have it all.
That's a huge game. So Jackson State trying to, of course, go back to back and head to the Celebration Bowl to meet South Carolina State again. For us, what is it? 1-1 for Celebration Bowl versus South Carolina State?
Correct.
This is like big bragging rights right here.
Yeah. So you guys lost to them 31-10 in 2021, and you beat them last year 28-7. So, you know, they're sitting there.
Don't forget
they're
the SWAC Challenge.
Yeah, but we're talking about in Celebration Bowls, though.
I just want to reiterate that
you guys smoked them in that SWAC Challenge for sure. You know, see, he said, Brass, I need a special show on here for the SWAC Championship. Look at him.
Glasses.
Said Brass, check out my show from last night, brother. I talked all about it. You'll see it. But yeah, I'll be recapping on Sunday, and then I'll be previewing Celebration Bowl on Sunday, and then also, you know, when I get to Atlanta, I'll be there on Friday. Are you gonna make the trip or not?
Ooh, that's the week after next. That's next week, ain't it?
Yeah, next week. You coming to Atlanta or not?
Atlanta. I don't know yet. I have to see. We have to win.
Well, did you at least put in for your credentials?
I did not.
You need to do that. They close on Wednesday, the 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and do that one tomorrow.
Yeah, so I will be there. Me and my wife, we're gonna fly this time. We drove last year from Ohio. It was 8.5 hours. I was like,
I want to say I flew in Saturday morning and got dressed in the bathroom, and
no, you were there Friday. Remember we did the you flew in Friday.
I did. Okay, so Friday morning. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I might. So I would need to, I need to come in Thursday night.
Yeah, we're flying in Thursday. Because
my son's school, so I would have to fly in Thursday. I want to fly in on Thursday so I don't have to be rushing to do anything. So if I fly in on Thursday.
Yeah, everybody's saying it was only an 8-hour drive. Yeah, it was like 8 hours and 25 minutes from Columbus. Yeah, I drove. Me and my wife, we drove down there last year. You know, she's got family down there. One of her best friends lives down there too. So, you know, we do a few different things, but I'll be doing the media radio roll on Friday, and then
Friday
I'll be
morning, right?
Yep. Then I'll be doing game day on Saturday. which
Game
I
day
just got
Saturday.
me a new camera that I'm gonna be using on the field after the game, doing some interviews. So I'm gonna have some more exclusive content. Remember last year I got that content with Evan Henry he said we did that thing the right way, the Jackson State way.
Right. And I was so in, I think for a lot of Jackson State people it was a special moment because of us going back to back Celebration Bowl and losing, the way that Deion left, the exit of all those staffs and players, and for us to come back 2 years post Deion, so 1 year remove, and then the second year remove, and go to the Celebration Bowl, go undefeated in SWAC play, conference play, and win in such a dominant fashion. I was just so in awe that I wasn't even concentrating on. I think I got a video of Jeremiah Williams because he was Defensive Player of the Year, but I didn't get any interviews because I was just so in awe.
You was taking all in.
All the confetti falling all over the place. Like, I was so in awe of everything. I would definitely be more locked in.
Yeah, I've already got my stuff. I'm like, nah. I said I already know once they give me the list of the players who's coming in on media day. Like, I'm like, all right, I know about you. I know where you from. I got all that stuff. A lot of that stuff I'll be retaining, be remembering stuff. So it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna do a nice little production for everybody so you can see, some of the content that I'm gonna put through, and it just be nice, man. Again, for this Saturday, I'm just looking forward to seeing a good game. Regardless, I have no dogs in the fight. I don't have no rooting interest. Y'all know I root for every single team unless you play us. And then once you're done playing us, then I go back to liking you again. So on Saturday, I'm just hoping for a good game. Regardless of who wins, I just hope it's a good game. I hope that the officiating is cool. I hope the atmosphere is great in the vet. I hope it's
I want it to be a dominant game.
Yeah,
I just a dominant game.
I just hope that it's packed out. I hope it looks great on ESPN2. Hope it looks real good. I hope it's just a really, really cool game, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna definitely look forward to it. So, but I just wanted to come and just be part of the comeback show. Now, there are no more hiatuses, are there? Are you here to stay with us now? So are you here to stay with us?
It just depends on whether or not my live gets reported.
Okay, well, listen.
Me?
Listen.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, you. I'm just like, you here to stay with us?
Yeah, listen. Hey, I had no control over people reporting that my child was at home by himself on a podcast. So, Braxton can't be in front of the camera for right now. But as long as I don't get reported, I'll be here. On Saturday, I will be in Charlotte at the watch party. If you are in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, whether you're Jackson State or you could be Southern, you could be any of the above, you could be Grambling, y'all come on through to the Jackson State versus Prairie View SWAC Championship watch party. We welcome all to come and fellowship with us. Put on your gear. You don't even have to be from the SWAC. You can be from the MEAC. You can be from the SIAC, the CIAA.
Right.
Through and fellowship with us as we watch Jackson State versus Prairie View.
Yeah, well,
and eat some food. They got some good food.
Well, I have my first indoor track meet, a college meet to officiate, and the running starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be watching the replay when I get home on Saturday evening, which I like watching the replay anyway because I can just move it back and rewind it. So
you're not gonna know who won?
No, I won't. And I'll have all of my groups muted, so there will be no way you can tell me what happened. No way. I won't look on Facebook. I won't look on nothing. So I'll find out. I'll watch the game. and I'll fit it in before I watch Ohio State against Indiana in the Big Ten Championship on Saturday night. So I'm definitely going to get it in and watch it. And then, then Sunday morning, I'll go back to it and watch it a little bit more and just see a little bit more notes and stuff from it. So, yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
What about the Cleveland Browns? Do you follow the Cleveland Browns?
Come on, man. I got this banner behind me. I'm diehard Cleveland, 10 toes down. I was just up there for Thanksgiving at my mama house. So yeah, I follow us. And yeah,
do you follow the Cleveland Browns, Wayne?
I know a lot of people were saying,
ain't you seen no Shedeur Sanders content?
Oh, for me? Oh, look. I know people are looking for Shedeur Sanders content from me, but for me, I like the kid. I like what he's doing. I just know that we have a really, really bad team on offense, and we got to get better and get some better pieces. We got to get some receivers. We got to get better. And I just hope that as he gets this next start against Tennessee on Sunday, Tennessee Titans, I hope that he does a little bit better and they give him a little bit more to work with in terms of play calling on this Sunday coming up against Tennessee than they did yesterday against San Francisco, because they were a little too conservative for him yesterday. But yeah, I'm glad he's getting his opportunity, but he needs a little bit more support in terms of play calling. Don't be so conservative. Turn the reins loose. Let him see what he can do.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it.
But yeah, I'm diehard Browns fan. Long-suffering Browns
fan.
Well,
I haven't seen any content from you.
Yeah, you won't see content from me. What do you want to see? What you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Just a little spiel, just like what you just did.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. I do say sometimes, though, on my show, when people ask me.
I'm talking about just a little side. I mean, just a little side snippet podcast on Cleveland Browns. I'm just saying. I mean, you don't have to.
We'll see. We'll see. Hey, I see what Realist said. He said, whoever was reporting this live, yeah, I'm with you, man.
Shout out to First.
I'm with you on that. But yeah, so I'm glad I was able to come and spend some time with you tonight here, sis.
I can't wait to see you at the Celebration Bowl. We'll definitely link up.
Yep.
And hey, I guess I'll see you guys on what's today? I don't know. I don't even usually come on Mondays.
Yeah, you will see me on Sunday. No Wednesday show for me this week. I'll be on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I'll be on we'll be on From the Hill podcast tomorrow though. From the Hill podcast tomorrow, but my show won't be back until Sunday night. So like I said, I did the SWAC preview last night. Go check it out if you haven't. And then Sunday I'll do the SWAC championship game recap, and then I'll preview the Celebration Bowl. All that stuff.
All right. Y'all just like, share, subscribe. Of course, Wild Rain on Sunday, The Ride. He has his exhaustive recap of the SWAC Championship, as well as starting the breakdown for the Celebration Bowl. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Anytime. Love all of y'all. See ya.
Atlanta. Hey, y'all. So, should I come back tomorrow? Mr. Ford didn't really get to talk like he usually does. Mr. Ford usually got a lot to say, but he ended up falling asleep. Should I come back tomorrow? Will y'all come back tomorrow if I go on live? If you guys want me to come on tomorrow, let me know in the chat. Wayne gonna do one video on Shedeur, then he'll turn into Jeff Lightsey. I'm not gonna lie, I love covering Shedeur Sanders. I haven't done any I usually just do shorts of the Cleveland Browns. Okay, well, y'all said that y'all gonna be here tomorrow night, so I'm going to come back tomorrow night. So, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys here at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Like the live, share, let people know that She Loves Thee SWAC Saturday on a Tuesday will be tomorrow night. Thank you so much for tuning in. We had fun. We're going to cut up probably more so tomorrow because we didn't get an exhaustive explanation from Mr. Ford about FAMU versus Valley. I felt like there should have been more in terms of Grambling versus Southern, right? You're not just going to just kind of like swim over the fact that Grambling lost to a team that only won 2 games this year. We'll probably highlight, I definitely want to highlight more so the SWAC conference call today because Commissioner McClellan did speak on exhaustively divisions, Celebration Bowl, the playoffs. If you have not had a chance to go and check out that SWAC office, SWAC Championship call, make sure that you go to the SWAC Digital Network and check it out. And we will see you there. Everybody have a blessed evening. Oh, no. I bet you they still keep him another year. Didn't they say the AD was retiring? Y'all, I did not purchase StreamYard because I didn't know if I was going to be canceled again. So I haven't purchased it yet. There's not going to be any good days, bad days, and hills to climb this evening. We're just going to, I guess, leave out with the countdown because I didn't pay it. I didn't want to pay it and then be banned for a whole nother month. So I will see you guys back here tomorrow night. Everybody have a blessed evening. Yeah. Oh, wait. I guess I could still share it. No, it's not sharing. Oh, thank you for joining the membership, JTV nephew. Yes, ain't he messy? See, y'all, we're going to cut up tomorrow. I promise. I'm going to have Messy Tuesday for y'all. Have a good evening.